All right, everyone. Hello, welcome back to Prep for Eternity Homestead. We thought we would do a early garden tour, so come on in the garden. It's May the 3rd, and we're actually having a traditional springtime. It's a little bit cool, and we thank the Lord for that. We're going to go through here and just look at what we have going here, and we'll start with our corn patch over here. We have 6 rows of peaches and cream corn planted that we have high expectations for, and we planted some of the similar kind last year. We're really hoping we get a good variety. We had pretty good germination, although we did have to go back and add a few seeds, probably a handful of seeds after the fact, so you can see that it's coming up pretty good. We're trying to stay on top of the weed control, trying to weed in between the rows, so we're really hoping that that will give us some good corn. We like the corn on the cob, and good corn on the cob is very expensive. Chemical free is what I mean. It's very expensive. So, and right here by our feet is our Mississippi pink eye purple hull beans, and they're coming up real nicely. And this is my favorite eaten variety here, and we absolutely love them. We had a magnificent crop last year, and I'm going to show you what we are battling with them here in just a few minutes. Even on this, here's some right here, on this young crop of Mississippi pink eyes. If Jennifer can navigate, I got ants on me, wonderful. You can see there, that is aphids, already aphids. And so what'll happen, these ants will transport these aphids to the top of the plant. And we battled these very hardy last year. And so Jennifer will be working on trying to get those beat down. We thought we could get ahead on the game and try and get them planted a little early, and thought that we could get a little ahead on it, but the aphids found us, and we'll be battling those. We'll go down here and look at, we'll start at the end of the row, and we'll just kind of go down each row, and you can probably hear the leaves crunching under our feet. We've got leaves under our ground cover, which gives us our browns, trying to get our soil up to par. Now, this is watermelons, and we scaled way back this year on the watermelons. We only planted a few so far. Some of them have came up, and as you can see, some of them have not come up. Now, we planted a ton of watermelons last year, and we kind of scale back on certain things, because the more you plant, the more you harvest, the more you try to have to take care of. So we're trying to have more stuff planted, but of different varieties. So we're just gonna walk down through here, take a look at the tomatoes. Now, these tomatoes that you'll be seeing, Jennifer seeded these. And on an earlier video, or maybe on one of our lives, we told you about how when we first seeded these were seeded in old Walmart dirt. That's the best I can tell you.
Well, I don't know if it was old.
I don't know if it was old, but it was Walmart dirt in the green bag. And they did not do good at all. So Jennifer took and put them in some good soil, brought them back to life, but all these here have been seeded, and you can tell, or from seed rather. They've got some good growth. We got some that's not doing too good, but for the most part, they're doing pretty good. Jennifer was able to kind of bring them back with the good soil. And now you're gonna see up here on the end, we have some store-bought ones, and these are different varieties. We've got some, on the other side, we've got some Homestead. We've got multiple different varieties. I've seen a tag. I can't keep up with all the different varieties.
Pineapple.
We got some pineapple, and then we got a, what is it, early season? Is that what it's called? Or
Early girl.
Early girl planted.
And celebrities.
And celebrities. And these are all store-bought, and you can actually see we've got a couple that's got tomatoes on them already. Now, you may notice the copper coil in the hole. We don't know if it works, but we're trying it out. We got some old copper, and we thought, well, now listen, I'm not going to tell you it's turned right, or it spun the right direction. But we're doing an experiment to see if it really makes a difference. Now I can't tell you one way or the other. Now
this is kind of our way of doing succession planting.
Succession
because
planting,
these are
yep.
ahead of the other ones.
Yep, they will be.
And this is an easy way to do succession.
Mm-hmm.
Find some
that
store
was on
bought.
purpose. Jennifer planned that. On this side, these first two here are little cherry tomatoes. A gentleman, good friend at church, give me these. They had like 80 or 90 left over. They plant a pretty large garden, and so they give me these.
Some flowers.
Now these Homestead tomatoes we bought at our local small hardware store, and we think that they did not let them get harden off in the weather.
They didn't harden because they just went downhill when I planted them.
They didn't do too well at all. All these over here, I think these two are store-bought, and then we've got the rest of the seed ones on the other side, going down this other row over here. And then every once in a while you'll see Jennifer may have a flower put in place to attract some pollinators.
Wow, that's just basil. Basil and tomatoes go good together.
Now last year,
purple basil.
we probably had, I think, 180 plants, and I don't know how many she's planted this year. I'd say we're probably about 80 or 90.
I think it's about 80.
About 80 plants. So
which I planned on doing less than that, but yeah. I kind of get out of hand.
We've cut it in half. Now let me show you Annabeth's world's largest. I don't know the proper name of it, but this is supposed to be the world's largest pumpkin. And Annabeth planted this here. Some ants in there.
I think they kind of help pollinate though, in a strange way. I mean, I don't think those are right there because there's not another flower.
The ants, folks, are everywhere this year. And one change we're going to be making year over year, we're going to start to eventually garden without ground cover so much, because we're pretty convinced the ground cover does help to attract the ants because of the heat. That's our working hypothesis anyway. Now, you'll notice here we have some, I want to show you right here is Brett Swafford sent me a canary melon. We've got 6 of these planted. These are from seeds, and again, that came from Swafford Homestead. And we've got 6 scattered out because these peas here, snow peas, English peas rather, will be dying off as it gets hotter. So Jennifer's got the canary melons splattered out.
6 of them are spaced out down this first row.
And you'll see on these 2 rows here, we have the peas, and then we'll walk down here to our trellis, our canopy, and you can tell it's been a little cooler this year than it was last year. That's why I said it seems like we're getting more of a traditional spring, because a lot of the stuff hadn't quite popped off just like it would have last year in the hot weather. This will eventually, hopefully, will be full. We have got cucumbers and we've got cucumbers and peppers on this, and you'll tell, you can probably remember last year, this will eventually cover over. We've got, again, Swafford's gonna send us some loofah seeds. And if we have time, Jennifer's plan was to plant loofahs on this, but we couldn't find any seeds around, and Swafford's gonna send us some seeds, so we're gonna give that a try.
Did you say the cucumbers are on there?
The cucumbers are on here somewhere.
Yeah.
And
this is a volunteer bean from last year.
A volunteer bean.
From last year.
Look how healthy it is.
I don't know really what to do with it, but I just can't kill a plant that's growing, so it's just gonna be there, I guess. These are peppers. These are green and orange bell peppers.
Green and orange bell peppers. Awesome. We had a good crop last year of peppers. We did real well. And we're hoping the cucumbers, really, I tell you, we have not been as successful as I would have liked it to be with the cucumbers. And you can see that's a good picture there. And we'll come over here to our Cherokee yellow wax beans. It took me a minute to remember all of it. Cherokee yellow wax beans, and then we have some green beans here as well. But Jennifer will show you this. Some of these are getting some stuff on it. Look at there. Awesome. Awesome. We are tickled to death. I'm still amazed that anything grows in this hardened, tainted world of ours. And it's got to be by the grace of the Lord that it does, for sure. Now over here is our squash. Jennifer has squash planted on one side of the greenhouse and zucchinis planted on the other side. Now, let me show you this here. And y'all may could tell us what this, yeah, I'm in the shadow, aren't I? Y'all may could tell us, and you'll again notice the copper. We're giving it a try here. But you'll notice those yellow streaks in that leaf. Jennifer thinks she's got it diagnosed to some sort of a mildew, not powdery mildew.
Downy mildew.
Downy mildew. Now, if y'all folks have ever seen anything like these stripes here in your leaves, let us know. You'll see our copper here. I don't know if it's working or not, but hey, we're gonna try it and see. So you'll see some of that downy mildew, what we think is downy mildew. May not be.
It could be just a deficiency in the soil or something. But
the other ones here look a lot better.
And all of it's the same. I put the same stuff in them.
Yep.
So these all look real good.
Now, we had quite a squash harvest last year. Did I even mention the green beans over there? I think I did. Yeah, Jennifer, get a picture of this. Folks, this is what we believe to be a squash vine borer moth. If you can see that there.
We got to kill that thing.
We believe that's a squash vine borer moth. And as soon as I can, I'm gonna kill that thing.
He's on that squash right there.
He is on it. Yep.
We need a fly swatter.
Need something because they're pretty. Yep. And they don't never stop moving.
Just grab the stem. Hurry. Did you get him?
I got him.
Did he bite you?
Not yet, he ain't.
Oh.
That's one way to do them, I guess. Sorry for that. But what we do, and we learned this from 1870s, Homestead, when the stalks get just a little bit bigger, we will take that sports tape, the ones that athletes wrap around their wrist and their ankles, that kinds of give it support, and we'll wrap that around these stalks. And that will keep them things from boring in, because you talking about will kill a squash plant quick.
Yeah.
They will flat out kill it quick. You'll notice Jennifer's got some zinnias planted here. That's great for our pollinators.
They were just volunteers out in the garden, and I just transplanted them over here.
And then over here, you'll notice this is our collard greens. Well,
yeah, that's top soy.
She got some top soy herbs, and I ate some this the other day. Jennifer did too. It's pretty good, I tell you. A lot better than cauliflower, for sure. So this is collard greens. They're doing pretty good.
We had some of them the other day too. You just didn't know
I didn't know it.
it was in the beans.
You stuck it. Now, we're pretty proud of our potato patch, and we've been working hard this year trying to keep the weeds out of the potato patch. And we go in there, and I won't be able to do it much with the Manus anymore, simply because it's, the roots are getting bigger. But we go in here and we try to weed, and I know not every single weed's out of there, but we've been trying to weed, so the potato patch is looking pretty strong right now. Then you'll notice the garlic over here, and then Jennifer's got her herb boxes right here, and she's got one on this side, and got one on the opposite side over there that's got some of her herbs. And we'll go down here, and we'll take a look at our small sweet potato patch.
That is growing very
And it
slow.
is small, but it's growing. And we, Jennifer's worked hard. Well, we've all worked hard on it, I guess. Jennifer mostly. I'm just the hired help, the labor.
What I'm proud about most is, you know, usually I get some, I'm able to grow some slips, and then I have to buy some slips. This year, I grew every one of them. So as small as this little patch is, at least I grew them all. So I'm proud of that.
And that's, I mean, that's an accomplishment for us.
These look extra good for some reason. I'm not sure why. But these are the ones that were grown in dirt. These thinner ones over here were the extras I had. I just stuck in water. So
that does tell you now, you know, we've heard Mr. Danny say it on his live streams. The bigger ones here are the ones grown in dirt. The smaller ones are the ones grown in water. Now, or started rather in water and dirt. So that tells you, yes, it does better in dirt, but it will work in water.
If you can't do dirt and all you can do is use the jar, that's fine. It does work. It's just doing in the dirt is the better option if you can do it.
All right, so we'll step in the greenhouse here, and we're still working on the greenhouse, although we are utilizing it. These tomatoes you see, these are some of the same sorts that was started in the bad soil
that I'm trying to revive.
That Jennifer's trying to revise.
I just did these the other day.
Now this batch is starting to come back. Then this batch here.
These were my first ones.
These were the first ones.
When I saw how good these did, I said, well, let me keep trying some more. So that is why these are so much ahead.
And then Jennifer's got her moringa and these next ones. Now we've got plans. We found a guy on Facebook. We got these buckets for like, I can't remember how much they were. $10, $5 a piece, $10.
I think it was $5 a piece because we bought 20.
Yeah, we bought 20. Now I know they're blue, but they're kind of hard to come by. These are the mineral buckets at Cal's, and they are fantastic for planting. So that's what she's got going there. Over in the raised beds, she's got some pineapple sage going, some more tomatoes, and again she's still filling this in and kind of as we go along.
That was just an extra pepper. More green beans.
What was these?
Just green beans.
Green beans, that's right. Green beans.
Bush beans. Yeah. So they just were extra, and
she just looking for a place to plant them. And like I said, it's so hot in here, and we don't have any fans. We just got the sides up right now. It's very good. We're tickled to death we bought it. Now back over here, you can see that our olive tree has got new growth on it. All this is new growth. And then this is our lemon. It's got new growth. So we're thankful for that.
So I didn't kill it.
Yeah, it didn't kill it. We're thankful for sure. And then finally, there's our zucchini. And zucchini's looking real good.
It's kind of slow, but it's growing good. It's got new growth. Did you tell them about the water?
Yeah, we finally got our water in, and we got our hose to here. I'm gonna be putting, I know that the sink's kind of gaudy, but I'm gonna put Jennifer a sink out here for cleaning vegetables. Then this section over here is gonna be our experimental garden, and we're gonna do some experimental stuff on that. Just trying to try our hand at it, see how it goes. We need to show them Olivia's garden. So let's walk up here and we'll show you Olivia's garden. Now y'all see plenty of pictures of Annabeth's garden because she puts lots of videos out. Annabeth, who is, for those of you that don't know, is our 13-year-old. She has her own separate garden up on the top side of the property. And that was the first garden when we moved on the place, when we was living in the camper, that we had a garden spot, so Annabeth took over that spot. So now, Olivia's got her little garden spot going, and she's got some tomatoes planted and some peppers planted, and she's got her little fairy garden next to it there. And so this is Olivia's garden here.
She's got her some beans, and I think her
We've
peppers
been
are
fortunate thus far.
orange.
Annabeth is at the juncture where if she didn't learn anything else, she could go be a gardener right now, and be fine. She's watched Jennifer closely. She's picked up good skills from Jennifer, and this is this is the other bed that we was telling you about.
Got the asparagus growing and herbs.
And the thing about this garden, folks, is as it gets more and more summertime, it will become all-encompassing. So that we'll spend tremendous amounts of time out here, especially in harvest time. And we've still got to kind of hash out our watering system, what all we're going to do about our watering system. You can tell, we'll go outside and get a shot of, Jennifer's got roses. We've planted, I've given her roses, kids give her roses for Mother's Day and different things over the years. So she's got roses planted on the front.
Which I plan to fill it in. I want the whole thing to be full of roses.
She wants to fill the whole thing so we can get it look pretty.
These have kind of dying off, but when we first bought it, they were big old.
Could be shocked a little bit.
No, I think it's just, roses just don't last a whole lot of days, but very pretty rose, bright red. And then that one, I don't think it's got a bloom yet.
It hadn't bloomed yet.
It had one. It's a yellow, but it's not. You can't really see.
And then of course our orchard, our little mini peach orchard. We've got 6 trees here, and 2 peach trees up top that we just found not long ago. And this is what we enjoy doing. We don't really have hobbies per se. I mean, I like to fish, but I just entails walking up the top of the hill to the pond. And this is our hobby and our livelihood. We want to get to the point to when we are producing more of our own food. And I wouldn't say, I say this is a hobby garden on steroids. It's past a hobby garden. It's more like
we're trying to grow some food.
We're trying to grow our food to eat, to sustain us. So I think that makes it more than simply a hobby garden.
This is called what was it called? Oh-So Lemon Knockout Rose.
Drift.
Yeah, drift rose, but it's a Oh-So Lemon drift rose. So I thought was pretty. That's just another white one with some pink. The shadow is not good.
And this is the Joseph's coat.
Yes. Look, we got one blooming.
Yeah, that we was able to get for Jennifer's birthday.
Pretty.
And this thing, believe it or not, changes colors throughout the day. It's pretty awesome. It changes from reds to oranges to corals.
Well, it starts out yellow in the morning, and then it changes, gets darker throughout the day, and it ends up, pretty dark.
All right, folks, well, listen, we thank you for joining us on our tour of the garden, and we hope that you are growing and hope the Lord's blessings are finding you growing and that your harvest is plentiful. And until we see you next time, this is Donnie, Jennifer, Luke, Annabeth, and Olivia signing off, letting you know God loves you. We'll see you next time.